What you're going to need for this video is an industrial hole punch. You can get these as low as 10 bucks. You can get them at any craft store, sewing store. You can get them online. It's just a 6-hole punch. Some strong industrial scissors. Again, they don't have to cost a lot. They can be between 10 and 20 bucks, and they just have to be made for heavy material. This little guy, I don't know what it's called, but it's an eyelet punch or an eyelet crimper. It kind of crimps the eyelets and makes them kind of get squished in right. So that's the technical term, squished. An eyelet squisher inner is probably what you want to look for. Eyelets, which are these cute little guys, they're just one piece that has a little bit of a, they usually have little ridges on one side, but basically that's what they look like. They're called eyelets. They're sometimes called grommets, but grommets are a 2-part. You want the 1 part. And then these little guys, I also don't know the name for. They're like a knob with a little thing on the end that you screw in to attach it. And this is to make your clasp, because all you do is punch a hole in one side of the leather, put this in the other side, and this little knob goes through the hole to connect everything. So it's like a connector. And it's really easy to use. You don't need any tools. I mean, you could use a screwdriver, but you could also just use the side of your scissors to just tighten that up once you get it through the leather. So that's all you need is, and you need leather. You need these 6 items basically. I'm going to show you how to make this double wrap leather bracelet. It's super fun. It's awesome. I've been wearing this one for forever. I'm not going to do the snap version because to put a full 4-piece snap on takes a whole bunch of extra tools, and it's a whole bunch of issues, and it's so much easier to just get the one little knob with the hole that I'll show you in a second. But anyway, this double wrap, this is pretty thick. You want kind of heavy leather. You don't want to get the flimsiest leather like from purses. In a previous video, I said you can cut up purses from the thrift store, but definitely get you some belts from the thrift store. Try to find real leather, because when you cut them, if it's not real leather, sometimes the material frays. I got this bag of recycled leather from, they had this both at Michael's and Joann. I'm sure they have something like this online. It's only like $5 to $8. It's a whole pound of leather, but you want to, again, try to get thick pieces. So this was in there. That's about thick enough, and it was in the recycle bag. But basically, twice around the average person's wrist is the same as once around their neck. So this can double as a choker for women more, because they're the ones who tend to wear chokers. But for anybody, and the average woman's neck is 13.5 inches. So we're going to put holes for options at 13 inches because, she could have skinnier neck, 14 inches and 15 inches. You could do more. You can keep going 16, 17, to be on the safe side if you want to accommodate everybody. But this will probably give you a wide range of the most common average people if you're looking to make these to sell. And then maybe you can, if you make a bunch, you can make some a little bigger, some a little smaller. But in any case, so we're going to take this, measure out, oops. Measure out about 16 inches to be on the safe side. If you're making it for a man, then you want to make about 2 or 3 inches more than this. The average man's wrist is somewhere between 7 to 9 inches. So double that would be, well, you also have to give yourself an extra ½ inch for the clasp and everything, because it's going to overlap. So let's say 15 to 19 inches for a guy's one. And then again, you can put some extra holes to make it adjustable. Anyway, so you can make it fatter or thinner. Thinner is safer because more people will go for it, especially if it's double wrap. But you don't want to go too thin. If you make it extra fat, you're going to get some people who like really chunky stuff, but that's not the majority of people. So this leather here just happened to be, when I got it, this is a little less than ½ inch. And so that'll work for this. And unfortunately, the biggest hole punch is still not even big enough for these knobs. So when you punch your holes, you want to first punch them. You can measure them out. I'm just going to eyeball it, but give them about every inch or so. And you can make them every ½ inch. Really, there's no rule. You could make it, pretty close together if you want to make it really adjustable to but I'll just do I'll do 4 here. And after you make your hole, you want to move up. You can move sideways, but this leather is a little thin for that. I don't want to weaken the leather, so I'm going to move up and down a little bit and punch another hole. So that opens it up. You can even punch a little hole on both sides, make it more like an oval. You can just scruff out that extra little stuff. But that way, the little knob will fit better, and it still will be a tight fit. It'll pop in. It won't just slide in easily, because you want it to be a little bit of a tight fit so the knob catches, so the piece doesn't come off while the person's wearing it. Anyway, so this should be good. On the other side, you probably want to use about one of your medium sizes. You can do trial and error, but this is the side we're going to put the knob on. I'm going to start with the second from the skinniest. It's always good to start with small and go up, because you can always go up. If you start with a big hole, you can't go backwards and make it small unless you have some magical powers of making the leather regenerate itself, in which case I'd like you to make a video and teach me that. So here's our two parts of the knob, the infamous knob that Matt doesn't know the name of. And look at that, that just barely fits. I can squish it in, but let's just go and pick the next size up, which is the third biggest, or the third from the smallest, or however you say it. And we are good. This is a really rough video. I just have tools and pieces laying all over the place. It's really not smooth. So anyway, just put that on and screw it in. That's it. You just hold this part and turn it and turn it until you can't turn it anymore. And then when you get to the end, well, I didn't say you needed pliers, but technically if you're watching this channel, you probably own some kind of pliers. So take some pliers, hold this end, and then take either a screwdriver or the side of the scissors. You could probably even use like a thin coin, but you want to tighten it as much more as you're able to. Be careful, press tightly, but don't slip and scratch yourself or cut yourself. But basically, let me see, how did I do this last time? There we go, that's a good, get yourself a good angle where you feel safe, and then just push really tight and make sure you're really turning it and you're not slipping. And just keep doing that until you can't turn it anymore, and that should be tight enough. If you're really worried about it ever coming out, you can put a dab of super glue in there and that should hold it for life, but it should be good like that. So now, let's see, yep, see my oval, boom, it fits, but it's a tight fit. So it comes off, but that's what you want. It comes off, but it doesn't, it's not gonna come off while they're wearing it. So, wow, our neck's really this skinny on young ladies? Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's go a little bigger than this. Let's say, this was 16 inches. Let's say make yours, to be on the safe side, more like 18 or 20 inches, whether it's a man or a woman. I can't believe someone's neck is that tight. And then again, you don't want it tight on their neck. Like even a choker has a little bit of give, like, ½ inch or so. Anyway, next part you want to do is get your biggest hole punch, and this will work for the biggest. You don't have to fool around with it, but basically find the middle part and punch a hole, whatever you think is going to be the middle part. See this scientific way of me just like looking at both sides and trying to figure it out. I could just bring them together like that. Okay, middle is further down there. It's more like that. And it's not going to be perfect because the middle is going to change based on where they clasp it, but also, what's it called? Now, if this is a wide band, you want to put your middle hole close to one side, not in the middle, because this is going to be for our pendant attachment. And if you have it up too high, it'll be hard to find a jump ring that'll get through there. All right, so do that. And then sometimes you can do a zigzag pattern where you make these like every inch or two, you can go up, down like that, where you punch the holes, but this is pretty thin. So I'm just gonna go straight down and about every 1.5 inches and give myself another hole for the eyelet. This is very scientific. See how I'm doing it? It's measuring with my brain, with my intuition. Yeah. You're also going to need to get some kind of a baby anvil or just a piece of metal or something, and some kind of hammer, because what you want to do is you want to hammer these a little bit to get them to fan out a little more. And also as they fan out, the metal folds into the leather instead of sticking out where it could potentially scratch someone. If you hammer it just a couple taps, it literally is so smooth you wouldn't believe there was even metal there. So that's good, especially if it's going to be against someone's neck or even their wrist. So that's it. Like, this isn't even a very stable table. I'm not even hitting it that hard, and it's scratching before the hammer, and now it's not scratching. Look at the difference. This is, did I hit all of them now? I think I hit them all. And that one's still scratching. If you can see, yeah, look at that. See that? Potential for scratch. And now look at this one that I just hammered. See the difference? You still see the metal there, but it's smushed into the leather. Look at that difference there. You can definitely feel it. Just pretend, touch the screen, pretend you're feeling it. Yes, yes. Now look at it. Gone. All right, so go make yourselves a whole bunch of these. They're really fun and awesome. This one I made for a girl with a thin wrist, so it doesn't fit me. And I think I'm learning I should probably make them bigger in general, because you never know what size, someone's going to have. Anyway, so these are the things you need. I should have made this list in the beginning of the video, but take a screenshot of this if you know how to do that, or just copy it down, press pause, and copy this stuff down if you're going to make this stuff. And this is pretty much all you need. You actually don't need the baby anvil. I just like to have the baby anvil make an appearance in every video, because I'm so proud of it ever since it was delivered to me by some space aliens from the planet of Anvilian. And the Anvilians were very kind to donate this to me. It's like a token of friendship because of my intergalactic travels and stuff. Anyway, so these are the 7 things you need. I mean, you can hammer this. You only need a few taps. I wouldn't do it on this folding table that I'm using, but you can put it on any decent surface and just give it a few taps. And that's, see, I'm doing it right on the notebook. The notebook is not hurt at all. See that magic? Anyway, that's what you need. Go make one. Now, here comes the pendant part. I would get one of those little coin shell beads. Those coin shell beads, they're so pretty. They're like, I don't know, they're like 10 mil. I would say a good one for a pendant is like this, maybe a 16 millimeter, but somewhere in that size range. And they're just flat, but they have a hole drilled through them. Get yourself some 22 gauge silver and watch any of my videos on making a really simple pendant. Or you probably already know how to make one, but I don't have any of that with me, and I want to show you anyway, so I'm going to take one of my dollar store stones that I actually have a few of these, and this is the only stone I have that's small enough. It doesn't have a hole, so we're just going to have to improvise and see if we can make this work. We're going to get some 22 gauge silver, and we're going to take about, probably whatever we take is not going to be enough, because that's what I'm known for. But let's take, I'm going to find my cutters. Let's take about 2 feet, just to be on the safe side. And so this is like pretty small. You want a small stone. Well, let's go to the middle and make a loop. And we'll double the loop up. Make a tight loop. I don't want to be really. You want to make this you don't want to make this dangle too much. Well, actually, maybe you do. Who knows? You can do whatever you want. But we're going to make a double loop. Give it a couple twists. Hold it right there. Make the arms come around to hug the baby stone. Mama is taking care of the baby stone. There it is. Hold it tight. Give it some twists. 1, 2, 3. Should be good. Come back over here. Let's see. We'll go on this corner now. Over here. Come around here. Give it some twists. 1, 2, 3. Fold it down. Now we'll come around. Get this corner. Luckily, this stone has a little bit of a triangle shape. It actually doesn't matter. I could wrap it whatever shape it is, but this allows me to grab the 3 corners. But this wrap would work if it was totally round too. You just gotta imagine corners in your brain. And we'll get that up there, like that, and then we will come around here, scarf this guy. We'll wrap it once at least. And how tight is that? It's pretty tight. Let's come down here and crimp this right here. Give that a little crimp. Give that a little crimp. Now it's much tighter. Let's come down and do some kind of little pretty something or other. You know what? It's already looking geometric and weird. So let's just keep going with the geometric weirdness. What do you say? If I try to put pretty swirls on top of this geometric weirdness, it's going to look weird. So I don't like how why isn't that laying flat there? Lay flat. Okay. So let's just kind of fill in the spots that look like they still need a little bit, make them look full. Go there, 1, 2, 3, fold that down. Maybe if you do 4 or 5, it folds better. And then, let's see, we'll come across. That looks good. Maybe we'll go through here. Pull that one tight. You didn't think you were going to get a wire wrap video in the process. Well, now you're stuck with one. What are you going to do about it? Just cry. That's all you can do. Oh, that kinked really bad. So it happens when you rush. That's okay. We pulled it through. And yeah, this is the Frankenstein stone. This is a mess. But it's a beautiful mess. It's a mess that a mother could definitely love. Maybe only a mother, but that's okay. I will love you, stone. It's kind of funky, right? Come around here. We'll take this guy. Oh, that could use a little more strength right there. We'll go for the strength because we're not getting the beauty. So we'll go for the strength. There's the two parts of wire wrapping, security and beauty. Gotta have, it's the security. You don't have to have the beauty. Sometimes just having a stone with wire at all is beautiful to people. But once you have the security, then you can have the beauty. And if you learn the patterns that put the security and the beauty together, then it becomes really fun. So now I'm just going to scarf the top like so, and it's perfect timing. I gave myself just enough wire, not too much. I'm going to snip it right here and tuck those two tabs into the bowl made by the scarf. Boom, they're in. This is tight, it's good. I don't like that one wire right here. In the back, I'm going to put more crimps. Maybe I should put crimps in the front. Yeah, this is kind of really Frankenstein-y. Sometimes it's adding crimps makes it prettier because it looks like you're putting crackly items or lightning bolts or whatever, and it crimps tighten it up. So crimps add beauty and strength, unless you don't want lightning bolt type crackly effects. Then if you want pretty, even, straight swirls, then you don't want to crimp it. But whenever you don't mind crimping it, go for it because it will strengthen your piece almost 9 times out of 10. And you just make sure you go down perpendicular, hold it tight, and make a good strong turn. When you crimp, you want to be strong. If you go halfway with it and you mamby-pamby it, you're going to slip and scratch the wire and make like shards of sharp wire sticking out. And now you have, it looks ugly. You'll scratch off the coating if it's coated wire, and you'll have a sharp edge that could scratch people. All bad things. So you don't want to do that. All right. Look at that. Crackle everywhere. It's crackle mania. Crackle mania. All right. It kind of looks cool now. I kind of like it. I'm kind of feeling it a little more. It looks less weird. There we go. Kind of fun, right? All right. So this will be our, and this is all dark metal. The green is dark. The leather is dark. This is dark. Why did I choose to use silver? That doesn't really match. Well, it would be acceptable to some people, but nah, we'll do it. Pliers, where'd you hide from me? Take jump ring or two and pop it on, and you are good to go. And this jump ring just barely makes it. So like I said, make sure you put the hole close to the edge of the leather, as close as you can without making it weak. And bam, there you have it. Cool choker. It even with the bracelet on a woman, it can look really cool like that. I have no one to try it on. I apologize. And you can use a smaller stone. Sometimes that's helpful. And I'm going to wrap one more just to see how it would look with the dark metal. Tiger's eye. All right, it's a little bigger, but come on, it's so pretty. This one was gifted to me too. And this dark red copper. All right, come on, this is going to be awesome, right? I did this wrap in the video earlier, late last night, the late night wire wrap. Look for the latest late night wire wrap, and you'll see how to do this pattern in more explanation. But I'm just going to do it real quick here. So I want that a little tighter. Do choker and double wrap a bracelet all in one piece. How can you resist the beauty and elegance of this? Actually, we'll do this one a little different than the one that was in the video, but I have some videos on these. But we'll go real simple with this so we can get it done. Yeah, da 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 da. I'm thinking I want to put it. No, I'll just squeeze that over there. Does that look good? Very simple wrap. Very simple. I almost hate it. It's too simple. Yep, let's end it. Let's not overdo it. You guys have seen enough, and you probably want to go make your own. There we go. We got all different colors of metal in there, but they're all kind of dark, and I think that looks cool for a choker or a double wrap bracelet. Sorry, I have no one to try it on. and I got to run because I'm meeting a friend somewhere and I'm almost about to run late. But I'll work some more on getting more fancy versions of this for you guys. See you guys soon.